That's good. That's good.
All right, hello. Welcome back. Guys, thank you so much for continuing to be patient with us. We have been having some technical difficulties. This is our first time, but we're only going to get bigger and better as we move forward. As you know, since COVID, virtual is the new wave. So we definitely got to get this technology down pat. So we're just, learning and moving as we go along. Um, so one more time, congratulations to Sierra Hart. So Sierra received a $10 Amazon digital gift card. Stay with us because we are going to kick off some more raffles as we move along. So this next section is choosing a creative avenue. All right, and we are going to get I am Brittany T to kick us off with that.
Okay, all right. So before I even get too far, I want to make sure everybody can hear us. We did switch up something a little bit with the sound. So if you're tuned in, just give a thumbs up. Just let us know you can hear us good. Right before we get started, I'm also going to just take a minute and share this out on my personal page because I know we just started a new stream.
Yes.
So you do the same. Be sure to share this stream out so people know we have a new stream. We're back. And we're gonna get this conversation going. And if you were here for the last segment, just how did you enjoy that conversation? Put it in the chat. Let us know what you're enjoying about the conversation. If you have any questions, of course, go ahead and drop them as well.
If you want to drop any gems, anything that you learned from the first live, right? We're all about sharing knowledge and sharing resources, right? Collaboration over competition, right? We're going to work together, build together. So anything that you might have learned from the first session, go ahead and drop it in the comment section.
Yes. All right. I think I'm good. I think I'm ready to go. So, choosing a creative avenue. This is honestly, creativity is one of my absolute just favorite things to talk about. Looks like we got some buffering going on. Again, y'all, just let us know if at any point you cannot hear us. Put it in the chat just so we're not talking. Um, but creativity is something I really enjoy talking about. And in terms of choosing a creative avenue, I'll say for me as an entrepreneur, as a creative, this was one of the hardest and still is a challenge for me. But it's also something I've been getting a lot of practice in, and I've been just putting a lot of intention in. So, first gem is intention, right? So you have to become clear. Kev was here. He was talking about purpose and that being a real, like a big reason why people, um, aren't successful, or people, are always in that state of comparison. And even for yourself, I think it's a reason that sometimes we're in a state of, well, I found myself in a state of like comparing my gifts. Like, I'm good at singing, I'm good at writing. I'm also, very much philanthropic in terms of wanting to do charity, work in the charitable space. And so that mixed in with, a career in education, it's like I want to also educate and I want to do all of these things, but which one do I lock in on? And an intention means that you are creating a mission for yourself, right? So we talk about business missions, but you also have to create a mission for yourself. So what is my mission? Like, ultimately, what's going to bring me to that place of being happy, of feeling fulfilled, of if I could just create my ideal scenario in life, what does that look like? And for me, that's music, is singing. And so as a singer, I've become creative in the ways that I'm able to get my music out. And so bringing my music into education, right, which still allows me to cultivate that, bringing my music, into spaces that I curate. So if we got a playlist going, at some point, Brittany Thomas music is going to show up on that playlist, because that's another way for me to just make sure that I'm getting that out there. And so I would say, I don't think there's anything wrong with having all of these different categories of things that you're good at or that you like, I think what's really important is to figure out what is the one that if I had to do from now until forever, every day, I would be excited about waking up in the morning and going and doing it. And for me, that's singing, that's music, right? And then I think from there, the next thing is just thinking about how can I use that one thing, but still diversify the spaces that it shows up in, right? So how can I do music, but still be able to be relevant in education and still be able to be relevant in all of these other ways that I'm passionate about. Mm-hmm. So repurpose your gift, repackage it in different ways, show up in various industries doing that same thing. I think there's strategy for it. And that's the beauty of creativity. But I also have my homegirl here, Synovia.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brittany. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Nice transition.
Yeah. She's gonna just pop on and talk about this as well from her standpoint. So welcome, Synovia. Tell us, introduce yourself, and then just respond to this question of how do you choose a creative avenue?
Yes, that is a fantastic question for me because sis be struggling. Okay. But yes, my name is Synovia. Thank you, Brittany. I like to say all the T's in Brittany's name. To let y'all know it's Brittany with 2 T's, Brittany. So, put some respect on it. All right. So again, my name is Synovia. I am what I've learned today. We've mentioned Clubhouse a couple times, and this is really weird for me because I like to talk to the room, but I'm going to talk to the camera.
Yeah.
So I'm like, because I want to look at people. But I'm here for y'all, right? And this is the moment that we're having right now. So hopefully y'all can hear me. Let me know. I can't see the comments anyway, so somebody let me know. Okay. So on Clubhouse today, actually, I was in a room, and I'm about to introduce myself. I'm not gonna Kevin y'all. Little shade. Okay. So anyway, I was in a room, and it was a pitch room basically, and they were like, somebody. I don't think anybody pinged me in it. It doesn't matter. It don't matter about that. I talk out loud to myself to y'all, so it's okay. So I jumped in and I was like, you know what? I was in the car and everything, and I was like, I'm about to just pitch. Like, I was like, I don't like, and this is a person I went to his Instagram. He has like, I don't know, like 30,000-40,000 followers. I'm like, he's like a brand architect, all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, well, this is the right room to be in.
Yeah.
So walked into the room, long story short, pitched my business, which I'm about to tell you about, or I guess what I've learned it is today, and that's why I started there. So I was told that what I have for y'all, which makes sense now when I'm talking about it, is a personality brand. And I had never heard of the term personality brand. And I was like, oh, like most people are, and I feel like it's been a while for me to figure out which avenue for myself, because I am the product. And I heard us mention that before. And I feel like some of us as creatives, we don't really have like a product. And I actually threw in my pitch, I was like, if I could bottle myself up, the energy that I have, the joy and authenticity and all those things, if I could bottle it up and give it to you as a product, I would. And he actually liked that I said that. He was like, because that gave me an idea of like, you're a personality brand. We have to figure out how, to make a product for you that you can give to audience, and also how I can duplicate myself in spaces, because a lot of people need what I am and who I am. Exactly. So who I am is Synovia. I'm a creative singer, songwriter, poet. I do a lot of things. I have a business called Packlight LLC. I love to just help people instigate, spark, and energize joy and authenticity. And I like to use those big keywords, instigate, spark, and energize, because I feel like they really stick to my personality, which is a personality brand. It's just so weird. I think it's weird, but I think it's a good thing at the same time, because I think it's super, like I said, it's just it's been super tough for me to figure out. Because yes, I do music. I create music, right? Yes, I lead movement therapy, and I do things from a trauma-informed art space perspective. And I also talk very fast. I think y'all can understand me though, which is beautiful. But I do all these things, but then I'm like, okay, where's the product? Where's the money? Where's the dollars? Like, people like me. It's like, oh, you cute, we like your personality. You so fun, you so bubbly. Because all I am doing constantly is encouraging people. I'm energizing them. I always use this, like, I put my 2 hands up because I have 2 of them, praise God. And I use the visual of somebody at the edge of like a mountain. And like, this sounds kind of bad though, but like, they have a parachute, so they're gonna be all right. So I use my hands and I I feel like I'm the type of person that just pushes people. Like I'm just like, yo, you can do it. Like, and that's kind of what I've been realizing that I am, and I've been like, well, how do I push people safely and make secure the bag as they're floating
Secure
down.
the bag.
So I'm trying to figure that out.
So I think what you're saying ties in really well with like the need to have this physical product piece of this personality brand, while also realizing you yourself offer services, right? In the sense of bringing that joy, instigating that joy in others, like that is a service, right? So there's a price tag attached to that. And then entertainment, you know, I feel like this creative that you are, like you're fitting all of these different categories in terms of even entertainment as a singer.
Yeah.
So,
because I can actually sing, by the way.
Like legit.
She has a beautiful voice. She does.
I think for me the biggest takeaway from what you just said is, again, like, yes, maybe we have services, maybe we have these other forms of creative products, but make sure you have a product.
Yep.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know, Cherie's a great demonstration of that with her, like, just different merch, apparel. You right now, the shirt you're wearing.
Yes, this is my shirt.
Right.
Boom, let's show it for the people. Look at it. Boom, boom.
Right. So when you drop it as a entrepreneur, especially once you get in this space where you're now inspiring others, you're going to be dropping gems. Put them on a t-shirt. Put them on, you know, don't just think what you said wasn't nothing. No, that might be your next great idea. That might be your next best-selling product.
Right.
So
can I jump on that
with
real
Kevin?
quick?
That's why he wrote those books, right?
Yeah,
his physical product, his books, but then he also is a speaker, right? You can hire him to speak, so he's offering those services, right? He can entertain. So you'll notice with all our entrepreneurs here, they're tying all those different creative avenues together, right? Creating those multiple streams of income.
And they're being, what we were talking about earlier, intentional. That's like my favorite word. My husband always laughs at me like, you better not use intentional. Now, one more time. It's being intentional because you're keeping that wheel and that motor moving. You know, you're making sure, that you are constantly, keeping things going. And even if it's just like a little bit a day, or even if like, you come up with that idea and you say, you know what, I could do something with that. Keep it moving. You're being intentional. Just stay in the course. So, I just wanted that came to my mind. I'm like, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
So,
Sierra said everybody loves a t-shirt with a good saying on it. Facts.
Yes,
right.
they
That's
do.
right.
They definitely do.
I probably need to push these a lot more. I do.
And to that point, I do want to plug that, Creators on Campus, we have a heat press machine here. So like one of our big goals, and I believe even one of you ladies from the Black and Brilliant team has the ability to help you package different products and get that done. So if you need those type of resources, definitely feel free to hit up Black and Brilliant as well as Creators on Campus.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So let's just, Synovia, maybe just to kind of wrap this conversation up, what do you feel like is a really important gem for someone who's struggling to focus in on that creative avenue, like just to get that focus? Because you do initially need, at some point, that focus is really key.
I'm going to say this because I've had a very difficult time focusing. I was about to call myself out. Y'all don't need to know what I was about to say. So that was a whole, like I said, I talk out loud. These are thoughts in my head that I just be saying in front of people. Personality. So I guess it's always on display. I want to say the first thing I thought of was just be kind to yourself. And I say that a lot to people because I think we oftentimes are we're our worst critic, our toughest critic, right? And when we think that we should already have it figured out, that's honestly the time that maybe like you needed to walk through all those steps, you needed to fall a couple of times, so that when you finally got up and it was the final like time for you to step into that next level, that next dimension, which I feel like I'm telling you, 2021 for me, I don't look, I can feel it. It's in here, it's in my shondo. It's everywhere. So look, I feel it. So I know 2021 is about to be a year for me, but I feel like I've fallen so many times. And I feel like when it comes to focus, you do need to focus on one thing. And I know some people don't like that because as multi-hyphenate, I know that's a new term that we're using nowadays. Multi-hyphenate creatives, people who just do a lot. We're like, well, nah, like I want to do my music, I want to do my dancing, I want to do my juicing business, I want to do like all these things. But it's like if you can't truly focus on that one thing, like you got to let one thing grow. Like, and for me, I can give I'm gonna be done, but I'm gonna give this super example. I was hyped. I was like, oh, I'm about to be a plant mom because I don't like animals. So got me some plants. Yo, didn't do no research on the plants for real. Got them, put them in my house. Yo, this one, like it was beautiful, died very quickly because I didn't realize it needed a lot of sunlight. My porch does not have sunlight. And I mean, the most beautiful plant died. I got like 4 of them or 5 of them at one time. I still have one that's living. So
one.
That's
Okay,
good.
you doing good though.
but I bought new ones that are house plants that like
They can survive.
beginners. Yes. Like I can forget to water and they may still grow.
Yes.
But all I'm saying is you don't have to jump. You need to learn how to plant and water those one, things. So I tried to go big when I should have just like gotten one plant, learn how to plant and water that and take care of it until I got to the next thing. So I feel like that's the stage I'm at, and I'm super excited to. Like I'm not excited actually. I love to focus on a lot of things at one time. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm not excited. But I do know that there's strategy and there's purpose in me focusing on one thing. So be kind to yourself through that process and just time is not your enemy, it is your collaborator.
Yes. I think that's great.
I was gonna say, just to chime in really quickly, I'm in the process of doing that as well. Some gems that were dropped on me by one of my sisters, Cherie, because I consider her a sister. We've been rocking and rolling for so long. She just told me to meditate, right? Just meditate and just really think. And I found myself meditating, and I started going back to my childhood. Like, what did you enjoy as a child? Like, you know what I mean? What was you really into? And I found with myself things that I enjoyed. It was really suppressed by my parents, right? Sometimes your family might suppress those things, say, oh, no, don't do that. You ain't making no money off of that. You can't make no career out of that. Go to college, focus on school. So I just wanted to just, provide you guys with that. Take some time to meditate and really just think like, you might have to go as far back as your childhood to just figure out what it is that you're really like passionate about, something that you really love, that you've always enjoyed. And things like that.
Yes,
So
that's right. It's all a part of self-care. That ties in with self-care. Learning about your traumas, learning about your mistakes, learning about things to help you heal and grow. You cannot do anything without healing and growing first. So yes, just to piggyback what they're saying, it's so important. It's very important.
That's so good. I think I love everything that's been said. I'll say for me, a last and final comment on this topic is focus is important. I will say, don't forsake though everything that you see, that you hear, that you envision for yourself. Like like literally, Zenobia just said, timing is not your enemy, and so there's going to come a time, there's going to come a season where you're going to be able to loop all those extra pieces in. You'll have the team to do it. You'll have the systems to do it. You'll have the organization mindset to do it. You'll have what you need. Really, we're enterprising people, right? So it's not just one thing we see, because essentially some of us are building enterprises, right? And don't even know it. So it's really putting those things in their proper place, right? The vision, make it plain. If you have other ideas, don't forsake them. Just, keep tabs on them, check in on them, like plants, water them periodically. But it is important to know that the principle that majority rules is real. So what you do in majority, what you feed in majority, what you give your focus to in majority is what's going to actually be the thing that's going to blossom. And that's all I got on that.
Can I say one final thing?
Yeah.
One thing that I do that I need to get back to. I used to have an idea journal. So rather than just like having to try to get all the ideas out, like, oh, I got to do them right now. Some things you don't need to keep in your view, like at all times, because then you think you have the responsibility to tend to it at that moment. When in reality, you should probably like plant it or park it like in like a journal, or maybe it's a piece of paper, and you put those in it. Great prop, look at it. And then you just, you put it in a folder and you come back to it. It could be 5 years from now, right? And you're like, oh man, like, I forgot about this, but this is perfect timing for this idea because I just started. I got this collaboration with this person. So be okay with like planting or parking your ideas in a journal, closing that drawing up, and being like, I'm gonna come back to you later. But I love you. Bless you.
And I gotta let you go. I gotta let you go for a little bit.
I know we're trying to exit this topic, but another thing to kind of bounce back off of what she said, with writing down the ideas. One of the things I'm truly big on, my husband and I, is doing vision boards. You know, not just for yourself, but for your business. Like that's like a very like it's required for us. You know, kind of like doing those vision boards. And like she said, you know, when you put down those things, you know, with the vision board as well, when you put down those things, you may not get to it right then and there. But I've had moments in time. We've had moments in time where we probably went back to our vision board maybe a few months later, or maybe like 2 years later. Like, dang, babe, we got this product, we did that, we birthed that baby, we did this, and you didn't even realize it, you know, but you put it out there, you put it out into the atmosphere so that you can manifest it. So, you know, she's right, you know, writing down those things, doing vision boards. Like I really suggest vision boards. Like it's my go-to. If it's, you know, if it's not your thing, writing down, like she said, doing a journal, but you know, it keeps you on pace. It kind of keeps it in the back part of your mind. It keeps it in the universe. It just keeps it there so that, you know what I mean, you can get right back to it. So
and
I make sure you add that.
Make sure you celebrate every little thing that you do. You know, we move so fast and we try to get so many things done. Celebrate, just like you said, looking back at the vision board or looking back at your journal, looking at your notes, and you say, "Dang, I was here, but now I'm here." That's amazing. You know, we always tend to just hurry, but just celebrating who you are, right?
That's
who
right.
we are.
Celebrate those in school. We say, because I'm an educator. For those of you who don't know me, in school we say celebrate those small wins. So we do that with our students every week. Every week we have to celebrate the small wins. What did you do that was, you know, good this week? Anything that got you excited, and it could be something simple, but that's what we call it. Celebrate those small wins. At this time, okay, just trying to keep in time, we're going to bring up our next raffle. So we're going to do it the same way. All right, you're going to choose. I'm sorry, say that again. Oh yeah, we're going to choose how many of it. So there's 6 of us on the live right now. So let's choose a number 1 through 6. Okay, choose a number 1 through 6. If somebody already chose that number, you need to choose something else. Go ahead, drop it in the comments. Go ahead and drop it in the comments.
All right, Sierra, we got
1 through
10.
6.
Oh, 6, girl. She said 10. She was not playing. Sierra was ready.
Not playing.
Sierra number 1. All right. Okay. All right, we got Brittany
Sierra
6.
1, Brittany 6,
Courtney 3.
Courtney 3. Anybody else? I know there's a few more on. We got another digital gift card that's going to be sent.
Tracy 4.
And be sure to share this out. Let somebody know.
Yes. Like and share the live.
Share. Tell people they better come on through.
All right, so stay tuned. When we come back, we are going to show the raffle the same way that we did, and then we're going to move into the sections of branding as well as resources for your startup. So anybody that's, you know, might have been on the fence, not, you know, how am I going to pay for this? We're going to share some gems on, you know, ways to fund your business startup. Okay?
Make sure you guys get back to us.
All right. Before we go, Sierra, you're number 1, Brittany, you're number 6, Courtney, you're number 3, and Tracy, you're number 4. So we'll be back in about 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
5 minutes, okay?
See you guys.
5 minutes.
$10 Amazon. Yeah. There we go. Sarah might get lucky with 2.
All right, so y'all
I
back
hope
on
not.
now. I want to go ahead and get started.
I'm
All
like,
right.
you know what? I mean, but she
Y'all
was
ready?
riding.
She been
was
rocking with us the
riding,
whole
though,
time.
so
Yes.
It is what it is. We're gonna send her a different looking one.
What are these charts up on here? Oh, it's just ads.
No,
Warm
that's the chart for our
holiday
thing.
wishes.
For us to spin the wheel.
Oh, I didn't know we were doing that.
So y'all back
no,
on. Y'all are back on live
Dallas.
now. Just so you know.
All right, hello. We are going to start our second raffle. This is for a digital $10 Amazon gift card. We have our numbers picked, and we are ready to go.
Kathy, this
Right, let's
Yes,
see.
please. Thank you, Kevin.
Who's gonna be our lucky winner?
Hey. And please don't forget, if you win and when you win, we would like to have your email or your phone number sent to Black and Brilliant Events Team Facebook page. You can send it to us in a DM.
Yes, message us, please.
Oh, let's see. Looks like we have number 1.
Uh-oh.
Number 1. Sierra. All right, Sierra, we're going to send that over to you shortly. Thank you so much. Oh.
Lucky.
Y'all know that's
okay.
right.
Sierra getting blessed.
Yes, thank you for rocking with us. Thank you. Thank you so much, Maria. Thank you. All right, so while we're doing that, we're going to move on to the.
Yes. All right. So our next segue is on branding. All right. Branding is key when it comes to, starting your business and the growth of your business. And we are going to let Kevin Knox kick us off in talking about branding.
Yeah, I think so. First of all, y'all been doing a good job.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm trying to get some of that Sierra blessing on me. But I would say, like, one of the things I would kick off with branding is I think that a lot of people mistake branding as your image first. Most of the times, like with the logo and your style and how you present yourself. And it is true. That is part of what it is. But at the same time, you have to always remember your brand is always you. It was Cherie who once said that people do not buy the product, they buy you. And so one of the things is your brand is your reputation for who you are, right? It's consistency, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now the thing is that before someone can believe in your brand, you have to believe in it. But if you are your brand, I mean, you must believe in yourself, right? Yes. And so here's the thing, like you have to ask yourself, once you are have an extreme passion for what you do, like you have to love it before anybody else loves it. So you have to have that enthusiasm, that excitement. You know what I mean? So when I get up here, I'm excited. Like, hey, listen, I can't wait to tell you how to overcome your fears because listen, when you do, it's nothing that you'll be able to do. I'm so excited about it. And so when people see that you're excited about your brand, and that might not be your personality, but you just have to have a passion towards who you are and what you do. Therefore, people will fall in love with once you actually put an image to it. You know what I'm saying? So,
that's right. All right, thank you. I hope you guys, again, I said this earlier, I hope you guys are taking notes.
Yeah.
You see me over here writing, I'm learning. So definitely. So next, I would like to bring Cherie to the stage of Irie.
Hello. So you want me to answer, I guess, the same question?
Just any gems or anything you could drop in regards to branding.
So when it comes to branding, kind of like what Kevin said, it's all about you and your image and also knowing who you are. Mm-hmm. So I think it takes definitely a level of confidence. Not that I know. It takes a level of confidence because no one's going to believe in your brand if you don't believe in your brand. Mm-hmm. And then also consistency because for me, the biggest thing with me is brand awareness. So that's where the logo comes in, and then also like the content that you produce and put out there. The more that you plant those seeds, the more people can be aware of like your brand and who you are and what you stand for. Because that is your brand. Your brand is who you are and what you stand for.
That's staying
Exactly.
current too.
Yeah.
Keeping that brand current.
Yeah.
You know, so that it's always on the forefront. People are seeing you.
Yes.
You know, you're keeping the brand out there. You're keeping the image out there.
Exactly. Like so like you said, like with branding and with growing, and your brand is literally all about just being the best version of yourself all the time. So for me, like that's my journey. I share my journey of just trying to be a better Cherie, but that also inspires other people.
Yes.
And I think I want to also add or piggyback what you're saying. You definitely want to, continue to recreate yourself and, go through that journey. But also, it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to have those little failures, but you're going to always grow and learn from those things.
Yes.
So, just embrace those as well, because it's it might seem like, oh, that was a failure. I couldn't do this. But once you look at it, it's like, oh, okay, this is what I would try next time. Or this was, the thing that maybe, but this time I'll do it this way. Because I think people get so caught up in I did this one time and then I'm just going to stop, or I don't know if I'm able to do it again.
Right.
No, you gotta keep going.
Because people want to be able to relate.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I think that's something too, even with brands, big brands hiring influencers for to pretty much market their stuff. A lot of them are now going more so towards micro influencers.
Okay.
Before it was a big deal with macro influencers.
Yes.
So people that's like under 10,000 followers, they're able to connect more with the people that are around them.
That is
So
true.
like they know their story, they know their mistakes, they know all those things, and that's what we like.
Yeah,
And
they have more of an organic following.
Exactly.
You're right.
So it's called the Cardi B effect. It's literally
Really?
No, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that's what it was called.
It's called because Cardi B is kind of like a pioneer in terms of just being like herself,
Right.
creating a brand literally of who she is.
Their personality
Yeah.
brand, like Zenobia.
Exactly. You can't do anything but respect it, because at the end of the day,
She's her
Yeah,
authentic
she
self.
does it
herself.
unapologetically. She does it, and it's amazing.
Exactly. And you're gonna have people who like it, and you're gonna have people who don't.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that's fine.
And you.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
I wanted to add that, you should see branding like a relationship with a significant other. So with a significant other, before you can get in a relationship, you have to love yourself. You have to know who you are. Right? When you get in a relationship, you obviously, let's keep it 100. We all want someone that's attractive. I don't want no ugly struggle. You know what I'm saying? And so the thing is that, so you want to represent your brand. You want to have so with my shorty, I wanted to have quality. You know what I'm saying? I want it to be attractive. You know what I mean? And I wanted to represent me. But then here's the thing: when you get in a relationship, okay, all right, they look good and everything like that. But then it's when how you buy into the relationship when you get your emotions into it.
Yes.
And so always see the brand as connected to an emotion or a feeling. Watch this. If I say, hey, I'm gonna bless y'all with a 2020 Kia. It's like, hey, now let me say I'm gonna bless you with a 2020 Ferrari. It's like, okay, because watch the image that just took place. It released a certain emotion in you because but watch this, you could see it, you could feel it. You know what I'm saying? When you post your brand or no matter what it doesn't have to be a logo all the time. It just when they see you, what do they feel?
Yes.
Like, do they
What
feel?
do they think?
Yeah. So like with Tasha and her husband, they have like with the black and do y'all feel beautiful? Do you feel the black empowerment when you wear rock what they wear? Like, do you feel do you feel empowered?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And so like even what Maisha is doing, she's giving her story. Like, listen. At first, my parents didn't believe in me, but I chose to believe in me. Look, I got that same thing. Like, my mom didn't believe in me. Yo, you dumb, stupid, you never gonna make it. But guess what? When that's her brand. And so guess what? I'm gonna buy into that because I relate to the story. It's emotionally connecting with me. And every time I see that logo, I know what it represents bigger than anything. You know
and also for me to add, your brand, it actually it connects you with your network too. So let me speak on my personal kind of branding experience. Like I said, me and my husband, we're in business and we do a lot of African inspired, products and engagement, to like Kwanzaa, to a lot of things in that avenue. And one of the things I'm finding out is, we're kind of in a rebranding state ourselves, and you said something about being being okay with yourself, you know, if you fail. Like we're at a state where we're kind of like, all right, what are we doing here? You know, we're trying to transition into a different phase, and we're kind of slowing down. But one of the things that I was realizing when it comes to the branding with networking, regardless of what, people will they'll kind of follow you with that brand. You know, I'm starting to get like people giving me phone calls like, hey, Latasha, you know, you would be the perfect person to host this for me. You know, you're very authentic, and you know, your inspiration to the Black community. You know, we would love to have you. So your brand, you know, not only just about the logo or what they see, you know, it's like what they know you represent, the authenticity of, you know, what you value, you know. So that, you know, I just wanted to kind of like share that with you guys as well.
And I'm gonna hop in really quickly. I just want to clear something up. I didn't say my parents didn't believe in me. They always believed in me. But
your parents, my bad.
She's trying to clean up. Have that on the line. Mom, Dad, I love you. Okay. So they always believed in me, but what I meant when I said they suppressed my creativity side, right? They just push education, because that was what they knew, right? So it's not something that they did like purposely, but it's like, oh, you Black in America, you need to get your degree, you need to focus on this. Don't worry about that. That's not, you know. So it's not that they didn't believe me, they did, but they suppressed that creativity side and just wanted me to strictly focus on education. So that's what I was referring to. Just getting back to the things that I loved during my childhood. I'm sorry. Did you want to jump in? Yeah, real quick. Go ahead. No, I'll jump in after you.
That was good brand damage control too. But I was just going to say.
I don't play about my mom and my dad.
Because I know a lot of people want to talk about like, well, at the end, how do I make money off my brand too, and everything like that. And just really, really quick, I'll use my example. Like people see that I'm a like when we talk about failure, the 7 books don't mean jack. I really technically got 1 book. Like, but hear me, I wrote 7 books, but those 6 books were failures because I had to get it right. Like I would have a title called Unanimous Decision. People are like, well, what is that? And if they gotta know, well, ask me what the book is about. That ain't a good book. Not that the book isn't good, but I had to continue to perfect it. So now I got my new book, Stop Existing, Start Living. I'm telling you what I'm doing. Then how to overcome your fears and live out your dreams, right? I put my story in it, but I'm giving how to. That's it. So when you hear the book, you know exactly what it's for. I know what he's communicating, and that's a part of the brand, right? But watch this. A lot of people want to make money up front. That's not how it works. You have to add value. You have to give yourself for free. Let the people feel you. I don't care how much. I don't care about making money off the book. I don't make money off books. What I make money off of is when you get the book. Guess what's going to happen? You're going to be like, yo, this was good. I need to hire this cat for. I'm gonna register for his class. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna hire him for coaching. You know what I'm saying? So you have to find a product that you can put out to be able to leverage your brand. So use your brand, how you make people feel, to then buy into your service. Sometimes I think what goes wrong, we're trying to sell a service. You know what I'm saying? No, just sell you. You know what I'm saying? And that will bring in the money.
Absolutely.
Provide value. So, like we said, it's about knowing your passions, your interests, your values, the things you stand for, and that is what literally
you package.
up.
Yes.
Sierra, shout out to you because you've been rocking and rolling with us the whole time. And those questions actually is going to help us segue into what we were going to discuss as far as branding and social media. So you say, like, what emotions does your brand evoke? What do people feel? What do people experience? And one thing that I've been learning, and I've been getting a lot of gems from Clubhouse. I started learning about it before Clubhouse, but they've really been home. Like, I need to check. But no, like, I love it. So I'm in the process. As you know, I always say, like, follow me on my journey. I'm going to be sharing, you know, like I said, I'm not withholding any information. I want whatever I learn, I want to give it to you. But social media branding is huge, right? Because we live in a technological age. So some things that I am working on, especially for 2021. So take, for instance, Instagram, right? Look at the aesthetic of your page, right? It should have a certain aesthetic. It could be like, you know, as far as color, it could be as far as like just the type of things that you post. But when people look at your Instagram page, they should be able to see what it is you represent. So if you're selling a service, a product, whatever it is that you're selling, you should be able to see. They say the first 9 pictures, that's what they said, people is not going to take time to scroll through everything and read through everything. But your first 9 pictures, when people first click your page, okay, who are you? What does it represent? Like Sierra said, what emotions does your brand evoke? So people should be able to see, you know, if you go on Cherie's page, oh, she a lifestyle entrepreneur. You know, she got the cute little E, right? That's all you see.
Yes.
So that, like I said, I'm a work in progress. That's something that I'm definitely working on for 2021, getting my social media branding together. But that's going to be key because, right, social media is connecting people all over the world, right? So I just wanted to, you know, add that in. That's what I'm currently, you know, learning about and look forward to cleaning up my social media branding in 2021. Does anybody else have any gems or anything that they in regards to social media branding?
Yeah, I think that is very, very critical or crucial to say this. You want to keep your eye on your competition. Not I want to say competition, but keep your eye on what other people are doing. But don't compare yourself to what other people are doing. Followers doesn't mean anything. And I always said that. Like, you can have 10,000 followers, but that don't mean they make money. I have tons of clients that hire me, and we have confidentiality agreements that I can't tell that they put because they have a bigger following.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But listen, I might only got 1,600 followers, but listen, I'm making $1,600 off of them. So it's like, you know, but because let me tell you something. The number, can I just say this? The one thing that will, I will say it this way: doubt has killed more dreams than failure ever has. Failure is a part of the process to success, but the one thing that will kill your dream is social media. It will elevate your dream, but it will kill it at the same time because of comparison. Because you're comparing yourself to a false reality of something that does not exist. Because most people highlight their wins, but they don't highlight their failures. I don't care what y'all say. I ain't gonna lie, I look good right now. But let me tell you something. I was eating noodles the other day. You know what I'm saying? Because it really, entrepreneurship is a struggle. But strength does not come from what you know you can overcome. It comes from what you thought you couldn't. And you're gonna go through things and be like, dang, I didn't think I could get through that, or I didn't think but guess what? You still here. So the fact that we are all still here, the fact that you're on this live and you're listening, let me tell you something. God gave you the idea. He already gave you the yes. So I'm telling y'all better connect with these ladies so they can turn your idea into an income.
So your idea into an income.
Generational wealth. Yes, let's get it all.
Brittany, did you have anything that you wanted to add to this discussion before we move into segue?
I told y'all everything.
You hit everything.
Yeah. I will say, and I'm sorry, y'all. I got cold. Look, I'm over here pacing the floor, trying to warm up. But the only other thing too, I would say is like, don't be afraid to introduce yourself. Say, you know, like even I am Brittany T. Like that's something I've recently put forward as a part of my music brand and my artistry brand. So, you know, be consistent with that messaging. I am Brittany T. No, you're Brittany Thomas. No, in this space, I am Brittany T. Right? So like if you're building a brand, don't be shy or bashful or feel a way about putting forward whatever that brand is, and everybody else will adapt. They'll adjust. They'll get on board, but you have to be consistent in it, even when other people maybe initially aren't. And the other thing too, I'll say is just rock your merch. If you have merch, like I'm all about supporting other people, but I realize that in doing that, sometimes I dumb down my own stuff. Right? I'm trying to rock everybody's everything that nobody knows who Creatives on Campus is. Nobody knows who Brittany Thomas is. Nobody knows who Happily Better After is. So don't be afraid. You, as they've all said, like you are the brand. So put that forward, and you know people will follow.
All right. So hopefully you guys learned something from that segue on branding. We are going to kick off another raffle, and then we're going to finish up with resources for financing your startup. So we have 4 people on the live. Thank you for those who are standing strong. All right, so choose a number 1 through 4. Choose a number 1 through 4. We got another digital gift card that's going to be sent. Thank you, Tracy.
Oh, hey, Tracy. We look forward to hearing from you.
So drop a number 1 through 4 to participate in the raffle.
Sierra,
Tracy's 4.
This Sierra is vibing with Sierra, thank you.
Sierra
You're riding with and
If
for
Sierra
us.
win
We
this one,
appreciate you.
Sierra, I'm taking you to go play the lotto. Because
She winning the gems and she's riding with us, right?
all right, we got Sierra number 3, Tracy number 4. Is that everybody? It might be down to a 50-50 chance. Let's see.
Shout out
Courtney.
to our DJ.
Courtney too. Shout out to Courtney. Courtney, you've been riding with us as well. Thank you, Sierra. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you, Courtney. We hope that you learned something. Take away some type of gems.
Who's all these people's names? So check
Check the stories.
All right, so I think it's 3 of us. We got Sierra, you're number 3. Tracy, you're number 4, and Courtney, you're number 2. We will be back again in about 5 minutes to share the raffle and then go into our last segue. See
Hello. We are back. Thank you for sticking in with us and just being here. We appreciate you guys so much. We are doing our last and final raffle. Right? It's our last and final raffle?
Yep.
Okay. So we're doing our last and final raffle. This will be for the $10 digital gift card with Amazon. We have our numbers. And again, once you receive that you have won, please make sure that you either email or, send us your email or your phone number through the Black and Brilliant Events team Facebook. Just DM us, okay? And we are ready.
Hold on. Tracy, you're number 4. Just for clarity, Tracy's number 4, Sierra's number 3, and Courtney is number 2. Mechanic, you're a little bit late for this one. Sorry.
All right, here we go.
Oh, they're giving extra spin. I like that. All right. Looks like we have number 4, Tracy. Thank you so much.
All right, Tracy, send us either your email or your phone number.
Yes.
And so we can send you a digital Amazon gift card.
Yes. All right.
All right. So welcome back. We have one last segue, resources for financing your startup. All right, so our special guest is Tyrone Waters of Queen Storehouse. And there he is.
Hello.
All right, bring us in.
Should I just begin?
Yes, please.
First and foremost, my name is Tyrone Waters. My wife and I are the owners of the Queen Storehouse and queenstorehouse.com. Next year will be our 5th year in business, so we're grateful for that. We specialize in Afrocentric products, skincare, home care, fashions, and gifts. So to get started on that part, I'm sure there's a lot of people more qualified than me to speak on the financial resources part, because obviously when people say resources, the first thing they think of is money. But I think resources, to me, and based on how we built our business, is a lot more than just money. First of all, we started off on eBay. So we started small, and we started on eBay, and Queen Storehouse was on eBay. We were doing very, very, very well. And then we needed the next challenge, which was moving to a website and letting that be the springboard for all the other ideas that we had. But everything we did, it was through discipline and taking our money and being disciplined with it, and whatever we made, we found a way to multiply it. Because one thing I didn't want to do is I didn't want to owe anybody. So everything that we have, everything we've done, we work very hard for it. We own it. There's no credit, nothing like that. Everything we did was cash. Every idea we ever had came from ourselves and manifested, and we paid somebody, to have that created, or to our specifications. I wanted to touch on a couple of things of what resources mean to me. And one thing they touched on earlier was the internet and social media. One thing I wanted to do was have the Queen Storehouse be a storefront. But, there's a lot that goes in the storefront, things like that. But like I said, we started on eBay. And what eBay taught me is that from our home in New Jersey, you can sell to somebody in Hawaii. You can sell to somebody in Washington State. We've had sales in Puerto Rico, Germany, with things of that nature. So that's what drove us to the internet part and creating the queenstorehouse.com as far as the website goes. Another thing that's important is, how bad do you want it, right? Any piece of money that I ever got, I flipped into what I was trying to accomplish. So, for instance, income tax time, right? And we all want to go to Disney World, and we all want boots, and we all want shoes and clothes and all that, but how much of that are we investing in ourselves? How much are we investing in what we, you got to look down the road. As far as, instead of just a temporary fix or to feel good for the moment, how does this impact you? How does it impact your children, grandchildren, your lineage, your legacy? Where will your name be 100 years from now? So that's how I operate, and that's how I see things, and that's how I think. So whenever I got any piece of anything, I, you know, put it into my business and I just multiplied it. Other things that mean resources to me are the events that we go to. So this COVID thing has slowed us down a little bit as far as us not being able to get out and be seen and show off our products and show off our smiling, wonderful, beautiful personalities, right? So that kind of stunk. But before that happened, we were out every weekend. You know, for every weekend, if it was something during the week, whatever the case may be, working social media, promoting ourselves. But you know, we did everything very much grassroots, very much very organic. You know, it's beautiful to have an idea, and you have that. You go through the steps of having that created, and then somebody feels good enough to be like, man, I really like this. I like what it represents, and they want to pay some money for it, and they want to take it home. So that is a supremely rewarding and gratifying and satisfying thing. I think that's a beautiful thing. So I'm very proud of that. I know a couple of things as far as our website sales go. Like I said, we're not blowing through the roof, right? But we're picking at it, you know, every day. And a lot of places, you know, you might have seen the memes on Instagram where they're talking about where Amazon started and where, you know, IBM started in this place that, you know, they started in their bedroom, they started in their mom's basement, they started out in the shed, you know what I mean? So that's how I see things. You know, if you have a vision and you can see where you're going, it's just a matter of figuring out how to get there. So I think vision is the key. So your networking is a big resource. The people that you run across and the people that you meet on a daily basis, it's important to get out of the house. It's important to get out of your bubble and go and meet people. You know, if I see something going on in the city of Camden, a reception or something, you know, I'm there. I'm meeting newspaper owners. I'm meeting mayors. I'm meeting, you know, senators. And I'm like, look at that. That's a little old clean storehouse, you know, rubbing elbows with people in high places. And even if you may not be able to make that connection, if people keep seeing you over and over again, it's at least face recognition. And somebody at some point might think about you for something based on the services that you have to offer. So I think your networking is a supremely important resource. You have to get out. I mean, we've met tons of people. We've met entertainers, you know, mayors know us, you know, on site. Weren't you supposed to come up to my office Thursday? Blah blah blah. So I think that's a beautiful thing. Another important resource, like I said, is straight off what everybody may have been hoping for. But like I said, resources to me mean something a little bit different, especially since I didn't go the traditional bank route with the resources. So one thing that's a giant resource is, you know, what's in you. What skills do you provide? You know, what skills do you provide? So as far as me, I'm an artist. I've been an artist since a child. So I like to create. I like to make things. You know, I'm self-taught as far as sewing and things. So that led to us creating the Afrocentric collections that we have as far as the head wraps and the head ties and all the little bags and purses and all that stuff. And as a male, I mean, I find, which is funny, I mean, I find it fun. It's exciting. You know, it's exciting to see ladies like it and enjoy it. I like to have fun with it. You know, I'm going to change this stitch. You know, so it goes with this and, you know, and have fun with it. And then I remember when we first ordered our labels and I started sewing our labels inside our bags. That was a beautiful feeling too. Very rewarding and gratifying once again. So what skills do you possess? Can you paint? Or, you know, are you a painter? Can you paint a house? You know, can you repair shoes? You know, what is your skill? Your biggest resource is yourself. You know, what skills do you have and how can you put that to work for yourself? So that's a big deal. Like I said, whether it be masonry or whatever the case may be, if you got that skill, harness it, network it, you know, master it, and put it out there. So
that's good.
That's good. And I would definitely like to add, you know, something that was told to me. You know, don't be afraid to, you know, start off small and just watch your growth. Like you don't have to start off with, you know, everything. You got to hire a photographer. There's people that take some amazing pictures right from their iPhone. And, you know, you could edit them the way that you need be. And then once you get money rolling in and then you can afford it, then maybe you might want to invest in your own camera or hire a photographer, whatever route you want to go. So, you know, I just wanted to add, don't be afraid to start small. Canva, right? You
What?
don't always have to hire somebody to do your flyers and logos and things like that. Canva is a free app. If you want the good stuff, then you do have to pay a little monthly fee. But again, it's still a lot cheaper than having to go and hire somebody to make these flyers for you. You're still saving money. So again, don't be afraid to start small. It's a lot on you at first in the beginning, but again, once that money starts rolling in, then you can outsource those things to other people.
And real quick to add with that, when it comes to the networking part, maybe you might meet somebody who's in that arena, who's up and coming, who knows how to make flyers and things, and maybe you can collaborate on that.
Bartering, yes.
Sometimes people barter, or maybe you might have somebody who has quality work, but they're trying to get their name out there, so maybe you two can work together. So you get the service you need, and they get the exposure they need. That's the design part of the networking resource, in my opinion.
And I also wanted to add in when you were saying, it always sticks out to me about like generational wealth and building a brand that you can pass down to your children and to your grandchildren and things like that. I know with me and my daughter, with her creating the Talia's Treasures and jewelry and things for children, it was something that I wasn't taught as a kid, that it was okay to branch out and do things that was different from what my parents wanted to do. Like the same thing, like with Maisha, it's very important. Education, of course, it's important, but that was always pushed to me. So now, trying to do my own thing, I'm more observant of my own children and seeing what they are interested in, what they like to do, so that we can create something for them, not just something that I'm pushing on them, but also something that they're interested in. So I think that, just be observant, and like you said, network, but also just sit and watch what's going on around you and your own family, and see what things that we can create for them so that they can have blessings like hopefully we'll have.
Absolutely.
And that's great because you're creating a new standard, right? Like I said, maybe you might not have grew up with it. I remember apologizing to my older children, right? And I said, I apologize that this wasn't our culture growing up. We knew, like I said, my her family, they knew education. My dad knew get up and go to work, at 8 o'clock in the morning, or whatever. But, so we do what we know. And then once you discover other things, and then you can incorporate that to your life and make a new standard. So I apologize. I said sorry that we didn't do this early on. I said, but this is the new standard now.
And it's never too late, right? It's never too late.
Never.
As long as you got breath in you.
And to the collaboration piece, like, Sherry, when you were talking about like having children, you have children that are also, building up their own entrepreneur things. Like, one of the things I'm just doing now is starting to collaborate within my family. My parents have a flower shop. How can I incorporate that into my space? My sister just dropped a hat line. How can I incorporate that into my space? And how are we, in their shop? Okay, what can I bring up in here that that makes sense? Like, I'm not going to force it in, but what makes sense to build those different connections? And I think, I can say for my own self, initially, like, those bonds within family weren't that strong to do business collaborations. It goes back to what you're saying about being a big foundational part of entrepreneurship, because when we got that foundational piece in play, now so I would say, again, just the collaboration, but collaborating with them.
And I commend you for doing it, because it can be hard, to go into the traumas, or even it doesn't have to be traumas, just that separate us from being able to connect with our families. So that's amazing that you were able to work through those things and then come together. Let's do this journey and this avenue. So that's great.
So something that I wanted to jump on as well, as far as like, you are your own resource. So I do recommend getting the LLC, but I also recommend getting a 501c3 as well. And also, if you have a child, get an LLC for them as well. And you might be like, well, why? They can't start anything yet. No, but you can still make money. The reason why is because when you get your LLC, everything can be written off your taxes, even when you purchase your LLC, right? And you can, let's be honest, most times in business, if they don't take off right away, you can write your losses off. So what happened for me,
first 3 years.
Yeah, the first 3 years. And so what happened was, I would write my losses off, right? But then I was getting close to about $10,000 back in taxes, right? So, but what happened was I didn't touch that money though for 3 years. And so what happened was I would work a job, but what I would do is I use my mind to see myself as a subcontractor. They just need me. I'm helping them out. And this is the time they're available for me to do that. You know what I mean? And so what I would do is for those 3 years, that money that I would store, that's the money that I'm investing into myself. You know what I mean? And what I did was, like you said, with the networking, that's the number one key, because as an LLC, I made sure I got around as many nonprofit organizations that I could get around. And you know how y'all husband and wife, I just drop a little thing real quick. Is like if she has a nonprofit, you have the LLC. The LLC is in your name. You make her the president of the nonprofit, right? It's crazy thing, but it's crazy because let's say you are doing your thing, all to go get funding together. You know what I'm saying? While y'all are seeking the funding together, guess what? She will be able to receive the funding, but she will then be able to hire pay the LLC for the LLC. You know what I'm saying? Now she can take the money. Now one of the things is y'all know, well, nonprofit can't make the money. The way that you can make the money is this: if I say I'm the funder, I get paid the money, right? You hire him, right? Now he can donate a percentage back to you because he would not have gotten paid if it wasn't you. But if it's a donation back to you. See what I'm saying? And that's how we keep it going. You know what I'm saying? And now we created what was the thing back in the day? Black
Wall Street.
There you go. Yeah. So that's a good way to.
Yes, Kevin. All right, so he teaching us the game.
So mine is a little different. When I started my business, it definitely was a lot of me putting my own money into it, and so I got the real game. This is what we're not taught in our communities, and this is what a lot of other nationalities do, races do. Credit. Don't be afraid of credit. The thing is, obviously, you know, we know that credit can be bad, but there's good debt and there's bad debt. So when you get your LLC, get a bank account. Once you get your bank account, get your DUNS number, start building your business credit. When you do that, it changes the game because now you're not having to put your own money into it. You could literally have a business and start a business and never have to fund it from your pockets and use the bank's money. So that's business loans, business credit. Use it in investments because the investments are going to pay for that you're creating. And the bank is going to continuously give you money over and over and over and over again. And literally, there's people who are building their businesses and never having to put their own money into it. Your DUNS number, that's how you build your business credit. Yes. And then I think I had some notes. That's the main thing. Oh, crowdfunding. So you can also use that for your funding for your business. Also creating courses, ebooks, and like we talked about earlier, products. So those are all the things that can fund your actual business, but you can fund those things from getting and using credit.
Thank
you.
Yes.
Along with that, I just want to add too about when you do have clients, when you do have people buy your products, if they like it, you know, get them to give you a testimonial, right? Because people like to when they're buying things, whether it's a course, whether it's a product, when they have that credibility of someone else who's been able to speak to, I think that really helps people feel more comfortable to say, oh, okay, well, you know, this person liked it, this person enjoyed it, this person can speak to that it's a quality product, so I'm willing to invest in it. So that's an easy way. That's an easy way to make, you know, help build up your revenue, is just getting your network to share their experiences about it.
Free stuff, like free as much free stuff as you can give, because one, it's a law at work. If you give, it's going to come back to you. But people be like, yo, why do you do so many free things? I've gotten to some of the greatest engagements I've ever done because I did it for free, and there's someone in the audience that was like, "Oh, yo, I like what you do." Because them people, they don't know if you did it for free or not.
Exactly.
And so you have to represent yourself by like giving as much free content as you can out, because you have to do something for people to remember you, yo.
Right.
You know what I mean? And follow up is very important. Follow up is key. Make your people feel special. Like TD Bank, they like, you know, they walk people out with the umbrellas if it's raining and stuff like that. They have this slogan like, we don't believe in good service or great service. We believe in legendary or wow service. So you can go home and you talk about it with your family. So you want people to be talking about you for free. Like, yeah, I met this lady and her products were just so, you know what I'm saying? So what? You'll make the money back. And listen, can I say one last thing? For your business startup, just because you didn't make money up front don't mean you can't write it off on your taxes with your service. So if you gave away a couple things for free, all right, so what? Just write it off on your taxes. You don't get it then, but you'll get it at the end of the year. So you still make money.
Grants too.
I was about to say, I wanted,
Brittany might, I'm sorry.
yeah, I wanted Tyrone to talk about, you know, there was a particular nonprofit grant that we kind of took advantage of. It's not available now, but I really want him to talk about it because it was really like a key pivotal point that kind of helped us too.
Yeah, unfortunately, since the current presidential administration came in, the funding for this had kind of dried up. They said that's the first time in 20 years this funding had dried up. Individual development accounts, and it's there's different places that have it, but we went through Catholic Charities. They had it, and it's basically you have people that basically what it is a bank account to where you put money in and they contribute and triple your money.
Yes.
Basically, for every dollar you put in, they put in $2. So, and then you have certain goals you get up to. You know, there's like a $6,000 one for individual. So you could put 2,000 in to get 6,000, or there's a 4,000 one if you're doing it as a family or a group, and you can get up to $12,000 back, and you can use that to put in your business. And we did very good with that.
Yeah,
we mastered how you work that.
Yeah, we did.
We did very well. They did an article on me and Latasha as a story to let people know that it's possible. You know, and they said they don't report to anybody. You know, it's
Wow.
yeah. So, but like I said, I was looking to try to take advantage of that again. But they said once the president we currently have came into place, a lot of the funding dried up. But it can also be used not just for your business, depending on what programs you go through. It can be used for if you want to purchase a home. That's how we originally learned about it through St. Joe's Carpenter Society. Rosie, not sure if she's still there, but she was outstanding and helping us, you know, learn things and find resources to help us get into a home. So we didn't eventually use it for a home, but it just clicked on my head one day, like, wait a minute. She said we're able to use it for if you want to go back to school, depending on who has it, you could use it if you needed a car, if you wanted to start a business, if you know, whatever the case may be for a home. So we utilize that also to contribute to you know, working our business and everything. My daughter used it for school. That paid for her to go to a business institute, and it paid for, you know, her books and things like that. So once again, resources, you know, grants, like was said earlier, anything you could find free that somebody's giving you.
One more
You know,
time.
take advantage of that.
Where did you say we could find Rosie at?
Rosie was with St. Joseph Carpenter Society in Camden.
St. Joseph's.
Yeah.
Carpenter.
Carpenters. Yeah, Carpenter Society out East Camden. Like I said, she was awesome. But like I said, she was telling us about the program, as far as using it to get a home. But we at that particular time we weren't able to use it because you needed to be in it for a particular amount of time, and we were moving a lot quicker than that. But like I said, once again, one day I was just sitting there and the light just clicked, and I realized you use it for so many other things. So you know, so that's how we did it.
Awesome. That's awesome.
And that's like the aspect of being like really creative, you know, with your resources, you know, like we really milked that thing, didn't we? You know, so once you find it, sink your claws in it and figure out, okay, you know, how can this like work for the long run? You know, don't be too afraid of it. And I remember going back to my husband, and I'm like, babe, I've been telling people about this. I was inboxing people, telling them about it. I'm like, babe, they don't believe me. Like, I was trying to tell them, you know, now it's gone, but she said I can tell her. I was inboxing like people I knew that were doing businesses at the time. I was like inboxing like, hey, listen, I'm seeing you post about a business that you're doing. Me and my husband is doing this program. It like really, you know, you whatever dollars you put in, they triple, they double it. And you know, people weren't
not used to people not used to receiving help, like genuine help, authentic help.
So we're gonna wrap it up with this. Well, first of all, if you see anything come from anybody on this panel, believe it. Right? Yes. We're not out here scamming, right? We're not doing no Cash App scams, nothing like that. All right, so if anything comes from us, because once we know it, we're gonna share it, right? Because we're trying to build the community up. We're trying to cultivate the youth. That's you know what I mean, because it starts with them. So if it comes from us, it's no scam. And just to, you know, wrap up everything that we said as far as resources for financing your startup. So there's grants that you can look for, building business credit, crowdfunding. Crowdfunding, just to explain what that means, it's like asking for donations from friends, family members. You can use GoFundMe, Kickstarter, anything like that. Bootstrapping. Bootstrapping is, you know, what many of us have done, where you fund the business yourself, right? It could be with your income taxes, with your regular paycheck, anything like that. And then use your profits to expand. And very important to, you know, barter when you can, network when you can, because as always, the best advertisement is always word of mouth. True. Right? So that's everything in a nutshell. All right. So we thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you to Creators on Campus for just providing us with this beautiful space, this technology. Even though we had some issues, it all worked out in the end. So major shout out to Brittany. Shout out to all our speakers. Cherie Taylor of Irie Lifestyle, Kevin Knox, Coach Kevin Knox, lifestyle coach and author. Tyrone Waters, husband of Latasha Waters, and they're, you know, both owners of Queen Storehouse. What am I forgetting, guys? Synovia. Yes. Shout out to Synovia. Synovia is the energy queen. Follow her on Instagram. I am Synovia. Janice, she had to go, but thank you, Janice. What's the name of her business?
Deep into Awesomeness. She's
Deep
a blogger.
into Awesome.
Thank you so much, girl.
Yes, blogger and soon to be podcaster. Right? So definitely keep your eyes out for Janice Roll. We appreciate you. We love you. And what else? Is that it?
That was everyone. The young lady who just left, but she was our vendor on campus today. Mind, Body, Beauty. Make sure y'all follow her.
Her stuff is amazing.
Amazing product.
We have, I've used it personally, and it's amazing. Her stuff is amazing.
Follow her. And that's it. Just thank you to everyone who contributed. I hope y'all enjoyed this. We will edit it and make it so that you can watch it and view it there at a later time. So be sure to follow Black and Brilliant Events page as well as Creators on Campus so that you can catch the replay.
All right.
And
thank you for everyone who and waited for us. Thank you. And Sierra, the big winner of the day.
Thank you for riding with us.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Peace, guys.
All right.